What up, what up, what up? It's PowerXL Official, and we are back with another episode. So let's get right into it. I mean, enough with the bullshit. I know what we want here. We don't want that. Get right to the news, my guys and gals. Hit the right button. It's just started. Your auto-tune service is here. For all the news, gaming, and more. PowerXL Official. So, fuck, where do I start, man? Alright, let's start at the beginning. Prime Minister of India
said that they won again? What? No, this is.
Wait, how'd they win again?
Yesterday. No, I'm talking about the victory from today. It's 2 wins in a row. Yeah, I don't think that's happened.
Oh shit!
So as soon as his speech was over.
So wait, Pakistan's claiming they won again?
Pakistan started shooting out
just
more
started.
drones. Jesus Christ! So they just waited for it to be over? Is this Arma 3? No, this is from India.
Yeah, they're not pulling an Arma 3 again? What the fuck is going on?
So they're just getting popped the fuck off. This is Battlefield gameplay? Maybe. I mean, a new Battlefield actually looks really good. I'm excited. And
yeah, it does.
Yeah, true. Yep, there it is.
There it is. You heard it first.
And he said our forces, our scientists. Let's see here, full English speech. Where's the rest of it? And yeah, I don't know really if there's. By the way, the Pakistani army government encouraging terrorism. It will destroy. Whoa, fuck. So this is what he said. Thirdly, we will not differentiate between the government sponsoring terrorism and the masterminds of terrorism. During Operation Sindoor, the world has again seen the ugly face of Pakistan when top Pakistani army officers came to bid farewell to the slain terrorists. This is strong. Bro, he saw the video. And this is strong evidence of state-sponsored terrorism. We will continue to take decisive actions to protect India and its citizens from any threat. And India will not tolerate any nuclear blackmail. India will strike precisely and decisively at the terrorist hideouts developing under the cover of nuclear blackmail. So they just say, we don't give a fuck. Okay, that's good. And friends, we have defeated Pakistan every time on the battlefield. And at this time on Operation Sindoor has added a new dimension. We have displayed our capabilities in the deserts and mountains and also proved our superiority in the new age of warfare. During this operation, the credibility of our made-in-India weapons were also proven. Today, the world is witnessing the 21st century warfare. The time has come for made-in-India defense equipment. Friends, our greatest strength is our unity.
You should be funding this. Why aren't we making money off of this?
This is certainly not the era of war, but this is also not the era of terrorism. Zero tolerance against terrorism is the guarantee for a better world. True. The way the Pakistani army, Pakistani government are encouraging terrorism, it will destroy Pakistan one day. If Pakistan wants to survive, it will have to destroy its terror infrastructure. There is no other way to peace. India's stance is very clear. Terror and talks cannot go together. Terror and trade cannot go together. Water and blood cannot flow together. Oh, that's clever because they were cutting off their water supply. Oh, that's very clever. Yeah, that's bars. It is. Today, I'd like to tell the global community that our state policy has been, if there are any talks with Pakistan, it will be only on terrorism.
Drop.
That's it. Okay. Buddha Perma can show us the path of peace. The path of peace is through power. Humanity should move towards peace and prosperity. Every Indian should be able to live in peace and can fulfill the dream of Vera Spirit, developed India. Let me see here. For this, it's very necessary for India to be powerful. It's also just necessary for the power when required for the last few days. India has done that. Once again, I salute the Indian Army and the armed forces. I bow to the courage of every Indian and the oath of resolve for the people in India. Pakistan is Johnny Somali of countries, it seems.
Yo.
Something like that,
That's
right?
so
Why do you only
true.
consume Indian news? Because Pakistani news uses video game footage in order to create credibility.
Yo,
They're
that's
known
fucked up.
liars, and I haven't seen a single piece of evidence that proves that India is lying. It's that simple. Oh, this is the Pakistan Navy not only used an old picture, but also morphed the submarine in the photo. Wait, what?
What?
Bro, what the fuck are they doing?
Oh, that was a submarine?
Why do you not look at... Why don't you look at their news? Why don't you look at their news? This is so biased. You're only looking at one side of the news. Ah, jeez, guys. I wonder why. They photoshopped the submarine in. Yes. It's obvious. Look at this. There's this one, and then there's that one. They're literally photoshopping things.
Yo,
It's Pakistan's fault.
cooked.
I don't believe their news. They keep lying. Yeah. They're just making up bullshit, man.
They
I don't know
are.
how anybody can buy into this, but I guess they just keep doing it. I'm shocked, honestly, that it's happening. But I think some people, I actually don't understand why so many people are running defense for them. Pakistan launching its projectiles from civilian locations, so when India retaliates and targets the launchers, they cause harm to civilian areas in order to play the victim card. So... Right. What a surprise. Yeah, that's loud, by the way. God damn. I guess I mean, yeah, sure. And it's part of the disinformation campaign. People are just being useful idiots. Yeah, I guess so. And holy fuck, that dog's running away. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is a civilian area or not. I have no idea. So there's been a lot of people over in India that have been seeing the videos. I'll see if I can go ahead and show you guys this. So look at this here. So I'm actually, we're making motion in Indian social media. Look at this. A lot of people are happy. Yep, he uses state-fund media to dox conservative YouTubers. I don't know who that is. I mean, it's going to take me time to get around through everything, okay? So just try to be patient. First female viewer. Yeah, look at this. And, wow. And since been here, India's been going full Hindu, 8 arms, I guess, right? And new fan base unlocked. I mean, yeah. And so, except all other English channels of India are useless. We have such big audience. They should go global and offer an alternative to these leftist media houses. Man. Oh, man. Just wait till India comes out with video games. Yeah, that would be nice. And let's see if there's any more. The one who is reacting at the bottom is a joker. True. True, Asmon did great PR for us. Many would say it's all for views, but even if it is, we're still thankful to him. Asmongold did more for us than any Desi YouTuber, Bollywood, etc. Asmon the Savior. Oh my God.
Damn,
Isn't that
bro.
crazy?
You did it. A legend. You're a legend now.
Glazing? Yeah, people are happy. Support and subscribe, Asmongold. Thank you, Asmongold.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God. Wow. Well, guys, there it is.
Times are
Even
changing.
called out Hassan. He is the best PR we got in the last few days. So a lot of the Indian viewers are pretty happy about what I've been saying, and you know, I'm happy to see that. I appreciate it.
Me too.
And you know, I support you guys for sure. And again,
I love
also
seeing all the support.
You know, like,
That's
can you check and
amazing.
see how much your India viewership increased? Oh, do you guys want to see that? Sure, I can pull that up and show you right now. Engagement. Let me see if I can pull it up, and we can look right here. So this is my channel. And you guys can find out. So this is just exactly, and we're going to learn more. channels, categories. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe Discovery. This could be it. Clips viewership, English, 18 plus. This is from other channels. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be coming from Hassan, which makes sense. And okay, so we have India at 1%. India is at 1% for today. And this is from the last 30 days. Can I look at the stream summary of, let's say, 2 days ago? How about 2 days ago? And do we have the stream summary and the analytics from there? Let's look at details. Wow.
Oh, shit. 3% increase. That's a lot.
Wow. 4%. Check YouTube. It's probably higher there. I'm not logged into my YouTube, so I can't check on there. Or I would. If I double check and I look at it here on YouTube, yeah. How are the India videos doing? I don't know. Asmongold, India. 1.7 million, 1.1 million. Asmon speaking out against rising racism towards India. Oh, this is another 1.3 million, 800,000. Asmon is being targeted. So these are in Indian Army revealed these Saturday, almost 1 million views. Bro, they're loving it. Yeah, they're fucking loving it. Asmongold reacts to rising hate towards India. So this is the same YouTube channel right here. I've been watching Asmon for 5 years now. 5 years now, every day, this guy gains more respect in my books. And this is me talking about rising Indian racism. Oh, and 100%. Then, by the way, this is me talking. Remember how I said that I talked about it?
People didn't suddenly have a flare-up of India.
There's been a lot of it. Yeah, Barry Stanton, remember him? Oh, there it is. It bled over from Canada. I don't. Yeah, apparently, right? But that's it. See, it's because of crypto culture. There's tons of memes about Indian employees. Yeah, right. Well, like either way, like I've seen so many photos of like people saying, "Oh, open up Google Maps. Anywhere you go on Google Maps in India, you can see a picture of like you can see garbage in it, right?" Like this has been going on for longer than 3 days. It's been going on for a while. So I was talking about this months ago. I was bringing this up months ago, even before any of this shit happened. And so, yeah, reacting to himself. Well, no, I'm reacting to myself to agree with myself, to remind everybody that I was right. Yeah, the tip too? Yeah, exactly. And I was always talking about this, right? I was saying this, yeah, look at this. Someone that's a Chinese propaganda, and I think it makes sense. Yes, exactly. My favorite streamer proving why he is the GOAT. That's why you're one of the Western streamers worth watching. Man. Well, there it is. Brother, it's your time to shine. Post more of these clips. We are losing narrative war. I love Asmongold. He is an amazing guy, and he tries to be fair to everyone. Do you know what I've really noticed a lot recently? Is that outside of America and the West, everybody loves me. China loves me. Japan loves me. India loves me. Pakistan probably doesn't like me so much right now. Let's see here. The Middle East loves me. Like Saudi Arabia, Qatar loves me. Brazil loves me. It's really just a bunch of liberal white people that hate me. That's it. That's the entire group of people that fucking hate me. Everybody else thinks I'm great. And that's what's so crazy to me. Can you believe that?
That is crazy.
Yeah, they think. Yeah, remember those South Korean girls? Yes, exactly. How the fuck did this happen? North Korea? Well, I don't know how North Korea feels about me, right? But I don't know. It says a lot about the U.S., doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It's so funny to me that I'm probably one of the most pro-U.S. streamers, and I'm loved by most people outside of the U.S., and the people inside of the U.S. don't like me.
Right? They're scabs.
That's crazy.
Fucking scabs.
Wow. What are the odds? Sweden loves you? Yeah, actually, that's true. There's a lot of guys. Do I still have the analytics up? No, I don't. There's a lot of guys from Europe that watch the show. Like a really, really large amount of them. China only likes you because you like Black Myth Wukong? Well, they also like me because I have a weird face and I make weird faces. And I do funny things. Like, that's basically about it. Oh, it's the weird-looking white guy that does dumb things. Oh, I like him. He's funny. Like, I understand that that's pretty much the extent of it, but I can appreciate that. That's fine. I'll take it. Okay, they love the eyebrows? Yes, exactly, the eyebrow guy.
Yeah, the eyebrow guy. Let's get our necks pulled up.
It's another crash out, if you can believe it. Here we go.
Yo!
I love how they want to say show your face. Why? So we can systematically find out where you live and harass your family?
Right.
Like, what a ridiculous, like, how would that matter for any reason? Pretty much, yeah, exactly.
Bunch of white guys screaming, all my people.
How is it that every single day there's a new group of old, pathetic, stupid, like weird, like cringe, old white people that get together and cause one of these problems and they start singing together like they're back at Woodstock? How does this happen every day?
The fucking hippies, they're getting paid.
I think we need to open up more retirement homes. It's too many. Jesus.
Man, stay there. Come on.
Asman.
It's the same one. It's the same one.
It did sound like asthma, yeah.
Yeah.
Community. That's what you should know.
Look at this dude. What the fuck?
Oh, God.
Who is this?
Oh, what are
A
these
priest?
people doing, bro? So weird, dude. I know.
This is
Where are these
fucked.
people coming from? Look at the white shirt. Refugees welcome, for sure.
They're terrorizing our communities. That's what you should know.
Ah, well, you should know.
Sir. What side? Close it. You need to close it.
It's always a stupid chant. There we go. Okay, well, someone's subreddit isn't moderated today. Jeez. Probably about 10 or 20 subreddits.
Sir, I need you to back up, sir. I need you to back up. Hands up! You ain't back up. Put your hands up. No, you touch me. Watch your hands. No, he fucking touched me. Hands up. Yes,
Which side are you on, my people? Which side are
Do I even need to say it?
you on? Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on?
It's crazy. They're so annoying. I know. Yeah, not yours.
Sit down.
See, the thing is, the reason why these people do this Have you guys noticed that the Just Stop Oil protests stopped happening after those 2 girls got put in jail for 10 years? Did you guys notice that?
Yo.
Yeah, that pretty much made it stop, huh? It's crazy how that happens. It didn't stop? Oh, there was a lot less of them. I haven't seen a single one of them. The way that you deal with these people is that you just simply randomly pick 5 of them, and then you give them a bunch of charges, you put them in jail, and then the rest will leave. They'll stop doing it. That's the easiest solution. It is so easy to do. Set an example? Yeah, all you have to do is set an example. It's so easy to do. Isn't it illegal to block an exit like that? It is. It's illegal to block an exit that way. And so the way that you do it, you sound like a Nazi? No. No. So you think that
What?
applying the law to people that are breaking the law is being a Nazi? I don't think that's being a Nazi. I think that's reasonable. I think that's what's fair. Yeah, it isn't being a Nazi. What are you talking about? Nat, thanks for the 10 gifted subs. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't move! Hey!
Jesus Christ.
Push that gentleman out to the side.
Put the phone down.
Mm-hmm.
You're fucking ashamed of yourself!
You should be ashamed to be yourself.
My people, which side are you on?
Jesus Christ, guys. You know what I think that we should do? We should give these people what they want. We should take, because a lot of these illegal immigrants are in generally good people, and they're probably better Americans than half of these protesters.
Let's
So
swap them
why
out.
don't we sign up and we have an equivalent exchange program where all of these Karens can sign up to be deported back to Venezuela in place of one of these illegal aliens? It's like a swap out, right?
Equivalent
I think this is a
exchange.
really good idea, because that way we basically solve 2 problems at the same time. We have somebody here who loves the country so much that they came here fucking illegally, and we get rid of somebody who's fucking annoying. Good idea, hard to implement? It seems really easy to me. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a great idea. Yeah, you have to be smart to be here illegally for that many years and not get caught? Yeah. Yeah, to win hide and seek against the ICE for like 10 or 15 years, that's pretty good. Yeah, we'll call it the Karen Exchange Program. Exactly. Yep, there it is. No, I think what they need to do is they need to take people that are doing this and like just get like a few of them and then charge them with like a bunch of things like obstructing justice, like blocking an exit,
that's
etc.
exactly what they
and
are
just like
doing.
stack all the charges on them as much as possible. And then as soon as that happens, obviously like all of the rest of them will roach out and they'll stop doing it. It's just like the Just Stop Oil stuff, right? Like the last time that I heard about them, and like I'm sure they've done a couple of things since then. I mean, I'm sure it didn't stop completely, but it reduced it by like 95% the moment that they found out that 2 of these random rich girls got sent to jail for 10 years and had their life totally fucking ruined. And that's how you make it stop. Direct, brutal, personal accountability. That's it. And nothing else works, by the way. Nothing else will work, only that. And Kill Tony, you got a shout out? Oh, I haven't seen it yet. And yeah, let's see here. You don't only have to be smart because Democrats are allowing them to stay illegally. Well, even then, I mean, fuck, man. Doom comes out tonight. Are we finished with Expedition 33? Yeah, we're gonna play a little bit more of that today, absolutely. And do you think these people
Doom came
in our
out
national,
tonight?
comportment will ever
Or
stop
tonight?
based on your knowledge and experience with these protests? Yeah, I think it will. As soon as this is really what's going to happen. So a lot of these people are slaves to public opinion, and they are slaves to their own emotions. So what you have to do is that all you have to do is create a world where it's not socially acceptable to behave this way, and they will stop behaving this way. Because these people don't actually care about any of the causes that they're protesting, and they don't actually care about any of the values that they pretend to have. The only thing that they really care about is making themselves look like a good person. So if you can basically distort that perception of them being a good person, says the guy with the mic, yeah, I'm an expert. That's how I know. And so anyway, so if you can distort that perception and then make them look like they're wrong, well, then they'll stop doing it. That's the reason why. And how do you know what they think? Because it's obvious. Yeah, it's obvious. And by the way, I'm sure that some of them this wouldn't work with, but for like 90%, it's human nature. Yeah. Like every time that I say something like this and then it happens, people are like, how did you know? Because it's obvious. Yeah, it's fucking obvious. Like, come on, because they're retarded. Yeah, the thing is that a lot of people make the mistake by thinking they think as if they were another person, but they cannot think as the other person. These other people don't have the same thought processes that you do. They don't make decisions with the same criteria that you do. So you have to understand what that thought process is and then be able to take advantage of it.
A lot of these Karens, that's what they do.
Tactic? Well, I don't know what the Russian jail tactic is, to be honest with you, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what is that? Like, what is a Russian jail tactic? Yeah, where they put them in jail? I mean, I feel like what is... So is that what happens? Every time somebody goes to jail for a crime, is that a Russian jail tactic? I just don't know what that means.
Pull them up.
It's imprisoning random protesters for like 30 days. Then no, I do not want to use a Russian jail tactic. I think it should be way more than 30 days. In some cases, I think that if you're being violent and you're obstructing the ability for these people to do their job, it should be maybe years. And all you have to do is do it a couple of times. And then it immediately stops for everybody.
Or at least make it a month or so. Or a big fine.
Yeah, harsh punishment, right? Yeah, of course.
And then let it stack up.
Of course. And that's why it would work. Yeah, if it wasn't harsh, it wouldn't work. So anyway, 10 years sounds reasonable, to be honest.
What?
Yeah, maybe 7 if they're good. You know, if they're really nice and they don't do anything wrong, maybe 7 would be reasonable. Politicians would be thrown in jail too? Really? Well, I was already convinced by this. You don't have to sell it to me anymore. Yeah, I was, yeah. Bro, I was already sold from the beginning. Like, you don't need to even add that on the top.
Icing on the fucking cake. What it really is.
President Trump and Mohammed bin Salman signed a deal bringing over $600 billion of investments in the U.S.
And it's crucial for the wider world to note this great transformation has not come from
this just happened.
Western interventionists or flying people in beautiful planes giving you lectures on how to live and how to govern your own affairs. No, the gleaming marvels of Riyadh and Abu Dhabi were not created by the so-called nation builders, neocons, or liberal nonprofits like those who spent trillions and trillions of dollars failing.
What? Trillion?
Cabal Baghdad, so many other cities. Instead, the birth of a modern Middle East has been brought by the people of the region themselves, the people that are right here, the people that have lived here all their lives, developing your own sovereign countries,
Man,
pursuing your own unique vision.
he's just coming out and saying it. Yes.
Starting your own destinies in your own way. It's really incredible what you've done.
He hates Israel now. They leak the signal chats. That's the rumor. Yeah. And the thing is that, I mean, again, this goes in line with what I was saying, is that he runs shit like basically a like a crime syndicate. The moment that any person does anything even slightly to double cross you, they are immediately off the list. They're wearing cement shoes. They're done. We will never trust you again. Fuck you forever. Yeah, they're totally cut off. Exactly. And so, no, and I bet that's probably what happened.
And the so-called nation builders wrecked far more nations than they built, and the interventionists were...
Oh my God.
In the end, the so-called nation builders wrecked far more nations than they built, and the interventionists were intervening in complex societies that they did not even understand themselves. They told you how to do it, but they had no idea how to do it themselves. Peace, prosperity, and progress ultimately came not from a radical rejection of your heritage, but rather from embracing your national traditions and embracing that same heritage that you love so dearly.
How could he be so base? I don't know. Is it a coincidence that Trump did this after the new Kanye song?
Yo, I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to say that there's a connection, but I will say that those timelines do line up. This is a plus. That many. Okay?
600
You
trill.
guys see? That's a lot. That's a lot of fucking money, man. I cannot fucking believe this is real. This is insane. This has exceeded all of my expectations. This is like, you know what this is kind of like? This is like whenever like a really good video, like an Elden Ring level video game comes out, and it's like you thought it was gonna be this, but you actually didn't even know how good it was going to be. This is insane.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. What a great place. What a great place,
Wow.
but more importantly, what great people. I want to thank His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, for that incredible introduction. He's an incredible man. Known him a long time now. There's nobody like him. Thank you very much. Appreciate it very much, my friend.
Man.
And it's a tremendous honor to return to this beautiful kingdom.
Is it? Yeah, no, you're right. Is this the first purple tie? I don't think we've seen a purple tie in a long time.
And be welcomed back with
this
such
is
extraordinary
this is a
generosity
big deal.
and warmth. I've never forgotten the exceptional hospitality showed to us by King Solomon, who's just, we talk about a great man. That is a great man.
Yep.
That is a great man, a great family. And that visit took place exactly 8 years ago. The graciousness of the royal family and the Saudi people is really unsurpassed, no matter where you go.
Isn't that the guy that ordered the journalist assassination? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, that was not great.
Let me also thank the countless ministers, government officials, business leaders, and distinguished guests for that
Nobody's
warm
perfect.
welcome.
Yeah.
Very warm, and I know so many of you. I'd like to call out all of
A
your
long
names.
time
but
ago.
we have a lot of problems. Would be here for a long time. We don't want that, so don't be upset. With this historic state visit, we celebrate more than 80 years of close partnership between the United States and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Ever since President Franklin Roosevelt met with King Solomon's father, King Abdul Aziz, aboard the USS Quincy in 1945,
Wow.
the U.S.-Saudi relationship has been a bedrock of security and prosperity. Today we reaffirm this important bond, and we take the next steps to make our relationship closer, stronger, and more powerful than ever before. It is more powerful than ever before. And by the way, it will remain that way. We don't go in and out like other people. It will remain that way.
Oh, jeez. Let me guess, this is going to be another instance of Trump announcing that he's never going to leave office?
I've come this afternoon to talk about the bright future of the Middle East, but first let me begin by sharing the abundance of good news from a place called America. In less than 4 months, our new
Is this this is the victory lap again? Another victory lap? That's great.
administration has achieved more than most other administrations accomplish in 4 years or even 8 years. We've actually done, for the most part, more. The day I took office, we inherited, thank you. Thank you. The day I took office, we inherited a colossal invasion on our southern border, an invasion like you'd never want to see here. Nobody should ever want to see it.
Well, they don't see it there. As far as I know, Saudi Arabia doesn't take a whole lot of people. Like, if you're coming into Saudi Arabia illegally, I heard that's not a good thing. You don't want to do that. That's a bad, very bad thing. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, very, very, very not good.
Holy shit, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Illegal border crossings to an
I mean, I
all-time
wouldn't
low,
want to go anywhere
down
illegally, but fuck.
99.999%. That's good, even for this great gentleman standing right in front of me. That's a good number. We had hundreds of thousands of people. They came in at the same time last year, and last month we had, in this massive border, 3 people
Oh.
got in. That's quite a difference. And we have
3
no choice but to
people.
get a lot of the people that came in because they were not the best people. They were
Yeah.
in many cases very bad people. We're getting them out. We're getting them out very fast. We're bringing them back to where they came from. We have no choice. After years of military recruiting shortfalls, enlistments in the U.S. Armed Forces are now the highest in 30 years because there is such an incredible spirit in the United States of America. We have
I
tremendous
love how
spirit
people
again.
are surprised by that.
Just
Like, people are surprised. Yes, big surprise that whenever you have the guy leading the military who has a tattoo of the Crusades on his arm, that you're going to have more people that want to join the military. Because guess the kind of people that like joining the military? Yeah, oh, I wonder.
about a year ago, it was a big story, front page on every paper all over the world, that nobody wanted to enlist in our military, meaning we were way under enlisted. And just last week it came out that we had the strongest enlistment. They say 30 years, but probably it's maybe ever.
Think about that.
Ever.
Higher than 9/11. And I remember 9/11, like, y'all, like, I was 11, right, when that happened? But, like, that was like a Helldivers 2 moment. It was crazy how hard people went after 9/11 happened.
They don't go back that far. It's
Yeah.
the best, and that includes police officers, firemen, everything else. Is a great spirit in the United States
Yeah.
right now. A brand
That's
new
true.
poll from Rasmussen just showed that
About
the
him.
number of Americans who believe the nation is on the right
right.
track, they have a right track, wrong track, is now the highest in over 20 years. And it's hasn't been anything like this because for many years it was the wrong track. And I can tell you for the last 4 years it was definitely the wrong track, but it's the highest it's been in many, many years.
Yeah.
We renamed the Gulf of Mexico
Please, I hope they start clapping after this.
Into the Gulf of America. That was very popular, other than perhaps with Mexico. And most importantly, for the people in this room, the days of economic misery under the last administration are rapidly giving way to the greatest economy in the history of the world. We are rocking. The
Wow.
United States is the hottest country, with the exception of your country, I have to say, right? I'm not going to take that on. No, Mohammed, I'm not going to take that on.
Is that Musk?
Wouldn't that be a terrible
Glazing
thing if I made
them.
that full statement? But I will not do it. You're hotter. At least as long as I'm up here, you're hotter. But groceries, gasoline, energy, and all other prices are down with no inflation. We have no inflation in a few short weeks.
I mean, you can laugh about this, but Trump said that he wanted them to raise the investment up to $1 trillion because Mohammed was just a really nice guy.
What?
I think it worked. Yeah.
We've
They
created
did, yeah.
464,000 brand new jobs. Think of that. It's almost 500,000 jobs created just in a matter of weeks. We just reached a historic trade agreement with the United Kingdom, and over the weekend we reached a breakthrough agreement with China. Both outstanding deals. China's agreed. We have to get it down. We have to get the little details down. And Scott, you're going to work on that very hard, but China's agreed to open up to the United States for trade and everything else. But they have to do it, so we'll see what happens. But we had a very, very good meeting with both of those countries. We are cutting
Wait, Jensen's
10
doing
old
videos
regulations for every new
Is that true?
regulation. We're getting rid of all of the red tape.
Wait, is he?
That is
Yes?
so many, frankly, countries, as they get older, they develop a lot of red tape, and we're getting rid of it. We're getting rid of it at record levels. And I'm pleased to report that the United States Congress is on the verge of passing the largest tax cut and regulation cut in American history. We think we're in good shape to get that. And if we get that, that will be like a rocket ship for our country. In the first quarter of the year, the investment in America was up an astounding 22%. More than $10 trillion of new investments have been announced or are coming just since the election on November 5th. So think of that. In a very short period of time, we have over $10 trillion, and it could be much higher than that. Not everybody comes to the White House to have a news conference that they're going to be opening up in America, but they're all coming in at numbers that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
If you take a look at other presidencies, they wouldn't do $1 trillion sometime in years. We did this in essentially 2 months because you have to say we got into office and they gave me about a month to clean up and fix up the Oval Office. And after that, we started working. And the money is pouring in, the jobs are pouring in, the companies are pouring into our country like we've never seen before. There's never been anything like it.
That's good. I hope
And,
it happens fast.
We let other people
I gotta make that money.
tariff us into
Oh, geez.
losing a lot of money and a lot of jobs.
Oh,
and
here
now
we go.
we're tariffing them, and it's at a level that nobody's seen. It's a level that is making us a very much different country and a very different Republican
Do you think
Party.
Sleepy Joe could yap this long if he was up there? Well, he'd probably be. Well, I mean, he wouldn't be
Might
there.
be sleeping.
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know.
A tremendous
But,
victory in November.
anyway.
We won all 7 swing states, the popular vote by millions and millions of votes. The Electoral College we won by 312 to 226. Remember they said, well, we could get to 270. You know, we got to 312. It's a big difference. And very importantly, we won counties throughout the United States.
How many electoral votes do you guys think he's going to get in 2028?
1,660 to 451. That's why when you look at a map, they're all red.
He's going to get the clean sweep.
The whole country is red. Red stands for Republican.
You're gonna go Reagan on him?
From the moment
Is that
on, and from the moment we started, we've seen wealth that just poured and is pouring back into America. Apple is investing $500 billion. NVIDIA is investing.
Oh,
and I
that's
see my
why.
friend
That's
is
why
here.
he's there.
Jensen, that's very good. Wherever you may be, Thank you very much, because he's putting in $500 billion. TSMC is investing.
Is that the Taiwan? I think it is.
Where is Jensen, by the way? Where is he? He's standing here. Where is he? I just saw that. Thank you very much, Jensen. I mean, Tim Cook isn't here, but you are. What a job you've done. He said he's got
There
90.
he is, right there. I heard that, and I don't know if I think this is kind of known, but I heard from somebody that would know these things, is that one of the reasons why Trump put the brakes on some of the computer tariffs is that this guy had a dinner with him, and right after that dinner, that's whenever all of these, things were announced and all of this happened. Yeah, it happened.
89% of the
Yep.
chip market. I don't know. That's a big. That's
true.
not easy to
Yeah.
beat. But what a job you've done. Thank you.
Jensen's
We
going
are
to get
proud
access to
have
Saudi
you in
Arabia.
our country. You know
Trump
that.
gave him permission because
Thank
of that.
you for the investment. TSMC
Oh,
is
there it
investing $200 billion, and with this trip, we're adding over $1 trillion more in terms of investment into our country and buying our products.
God
And,
damn.
Get that fucking
Nobody
money.
makes military equipment like us. We have the best military equipment, the best missiles, the best rockets, the best everything. Best submarines, by the way. Most lethal weapon in the world. In addition to purchases of $142 billion of American-made military equipment by our great Saudi
Submarines?
partners, the largest ever.
Okay.
This week
By the
there
way,
are multi-billion-dollar commercial deals with
Yeah.
Amazon, Oracle, AMD. They're all here.
Oh.
Uber, Qualcomm, Johnson & Johnson, and many, many more.
aren't they the ones that made the ghetto COVID vaccine?
So I want to congratulate everybody. So
Yeah,
many great business
basically.
executives, many of you, most of you I know.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they're coming in, about a month ago. They weren't that happy when they saw me. And now they're saying, sir, you're doing a great job. Thank you very much. It's amazing what a rising market will do. Oh, it's going to get a lot higher. In fact, I told people 5 weeks ago, it's a great time to buy. I got
Let's
criticized.
see if it's any higher. All right.
As for that, now they don't criticize
right.
me anymore. People should have listened. But it's going to go a lot higher. You're going to see, we've never had anything like this happen. It's an explosion of investment and jobs, and great companies are coming in. Never seen anything like it. There's no better place to make a
Nvidia's
future,
up by 6%. I bet.
make a fortune, do anything, frankly, than what we have in the United States of America under a certain president, Donald J. Trump. I have the right attitude. I have the same attitude that the people in the front row, second row, third row have. As you get back, perhaps they start to wane a little bit in terms of their view. But they understand, and we're doing what a lot of smart people would do. And we're not necessarily being politically correct. You saw what we did yesterday with healthcare.
Oh, here we go.
We've cut our healthcare by 50 to 90%. You're going to see drugs and pharmaceuticals come down at numbers that nobody has ever seen. And drugs, pharmaceuticals, we think will be dropping.
Make Saudi Arabia great again. You know what's ironic about that is I think this is actually going to do that. I do think so. I mean, with them shifting to entertainment and Trump opening up more trade avenues, I actually think it's going to be huge for them.
And it will be a redistribution of costs with other nations, which really
It'll
took
be good for
advantage
us,
of
too.
a very nice group of people that ran our country.
It's very good
But
for the
not
world.
only is
I
this a
think so
time
too. I'm
of
very positive
incredible
about this.
excitement in the United States, it's also an exhilarating period right here in the Arabian Peninsula. Beautiful place, by the way. Beautiful place. Exactly. Thank you. Exactly 8 years ago this month, I stood in this very room and look forward to a future in which the nations,
Will you go to the gamer city in Saudi Arabia? Yes.
this region
Yes.
would drive the
Absolutely.
forces of terrorism and extremism, drive them right out of existence, and take your place among the proudest, most prosperous, most successful nations anywhere in the world as leaders of a modern and rising Middle East. So exciting. So exciting. Mohammed, you sleep at night? How do you sleep? Huh? Just thinking.
Oh, God.
What a job. He tosses and turns like some of us. Tosses and turns all night. How do I make it even better all night? It's the ones that don't toss and turn. They're the ones that will never take you to the promised land, won't they? But you have done some job. True.
Like, you know, what's going on? I don't know.
Critics doubted that it was possible what you've done, but over the past 8 years, Saudi Arabia has proved the critics totally wrong. The transformation that has occurred even by these incredible business leaders. I mean, you had the biggest leaders in
Do you
business.
remember those reductive virtue signaling losers a few years ago that were crying about content creators going to Saudi Arabia to go to compete in tournaments? Do you remember how pathetic and annoying that was? Just keep in mind who was on the right side of history. As always, it was me.
There's anywhere in the world standing right before us. But the transformation that has occurred under the leadership of King Salman and Crown Prince Mohammed has been truly extraordinary. Such a thing
Some
has
say
I
they're
don't
still
think
crying.
ever happened before. I've never seen anything at that scale happen before. And I guess, you know, maybe
But there's
you
more
could
people
say
laughing.
The United States is doing pretty well too, you know, but I don't think too many people have seen that happen before. Majestic skyscrapers, the towers that I see, the difference between now and 8 years ago. And 8 years ago was very impressive, but the towers that I see rising, some of the exhibits that I was shown by Mohammed, if what I've seen there is just an amazing, it's an amazing process, an amazing genius of so many people, architecture, but I have a feeling I know where many of those ideas came from. Happens to be sitting right in this room right before me, but the towers and all of the different, I've seen a lot of different towers. I didn't think there's any version of a tower that I haven't seen in one form or another. Well, I just passed 4 exhibits. I have never seen anything like any of them. So it's going to be very exciting.
Wow.
And they sit among the ancient wonders of a growing and exciting city. It's really amazing. Riyadh is becoming not just a seat of government, but a major business, cultural, and high-tech capital of the entire world. The World Cup is here. Johnny, just stand up, John. Johnny. Thank you, Johnny.
Oh, man. They're having
Johnny
the World Cup
Somali.
in Saudi Arabia? Is that true?
Great job, Johnny, great job. But the World Cup and the World Expo will soon be coming here, just like the World Cup is coming to the United States.
2030?
It's going to be really exciting next year. The engines of Formula One racing now roar through the
they get
streets
it
of
next
Jeddah
year. We get it this year.
in a historic milestone. Other industries recently surpassed oil. Think of it. All of your other industries now have
Liquid
surpassed
gold.
oil. I don't know if a lot of people will
Liquid gold.
understand what that means. It's so big to make up a majority of the Saudi economy for the very first time ever. So think of that. Other industries.
You know, it's kind of surprising. There's only like a few people there with their phones recording this shit. You know, because usually in the U.S., whenever it shows the crowd, there's always a bunch of people recording. Yeah.
Now bigger even than oil, which is always going to be a big monster. It's a big one. But that's a great tribute to you and economic development properly used. In other cities throughout the peninsula, places like Dubai and Abu Dhabi, Doha, Muscat,
Because
the
getting filmed anyway.
transformations
Yeah,
have been
imagine that.
unbelievably remarkable. Before our eyes, a new generation of leaders is transcending the ancient conflicts of tired divisions of the past and forging a future where the Middle East is defined by commerce, not chaos, where it exports technology, not terrorism, and where people of different nations, religions, and creeds are building cities together, not bombing each other out of existence. We don't want that.
Wow. God damn.
And it's crucial for the wider world to note this great transformation has not come from Western intervention.
Here it comes. All right. Yep. Here it is.
What
boys.
is it?
We'll turn it up.
Or flying people in beautiful planes giving you lectures on how to live and how to govern your own affairs. No, the gleaming marvels of Riyadh and Abu Dhabi were not created by the so-called nation builders, neocons, or liberal nonprofits like those who spent trillions and trillions of dollars failing.
So these are just different people, he's saying. Failing.
You love to hear it.
To develop
Yep.
Kabul, Baghdad, so many other cities. Instead, the birth of a modern Middle East has been brought by the people of the region themselves, the people that are right here, the people that have lived here all their lives, developing your own sovereign countries, pursuing your own unique visions and charting your own destinies in your own way. It's really incredible what you've done. In the end, the so-called nation builders wrecked far more nations than they built, and the
Nation wreckers.
I have been
Holy
waiting for
shit.
like 15 years for somebody to say this.
Yeah, exactly.
What an admission.
Finally.
Yes. Holy fuck.
We've been fucking
How
up
many of you
other
guys
countries.
feel the exact same?
Yep.
interventionists were intervening in complex societies
Yeah.
that they did not even understand themselves. They told you how to do it, but they had no idea how to do it themselves.
Yeah, they're going to go to the other side of the world and say, this is how you have to live. Wow, I wonder why that didn't work out. Oh, that created a lot of people that didn't like you? Really? Huh? What a mystery. I guess that's because they're all terrorists. Oh, of course. That must be the reason. Sure. And they hate us. Uh-huh.
Peace, prosperity,
Okay.
and progress ultimately came not from a radical rejection of your heritage, but rather from embracing your national traditions and embracing that same heritage that you love so
That's
dearly.
crazy to say. Damn.
And it's something only you could do. You achieved a modern miracle, the Arabian way. That's a good way.
The Arabian way.
W speech. Yeah, right. This is a big one.
This is a good speech.
Today,
though.
the Gulf nations have shown this entire region a path towards safe and orderly societies with improving quality of life, flourishing economic growth, expanding personal freedoms, and increasing responsibilities on the world stage. After so many decades of conflict, finally it is within our grasp to reach the future that generations before us could only dream about, a land of peace, safety, harmony, opportunity, innovation, and achievement right here in the Middle East. So beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing that's happening.
Wow.
I guess, you know, the people that are here can't even really appreciate it because you see it happening, and it's when you come to a place that you haven't seen in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years that it's even more incredible. When I left office just over 4 years ago, that future seemed almost impossible, what you've done. Together we had obliterated the killers of ISIS. We wiped them out, terminated its founder and leader, al-Baghdadi. We had
Another legendary
Baghdadi.
speech. That
Big
one, do you remember
Baghdadi.
that at 2 in.the morning?
Big
Bro,
Baghdadi.
2 in the fucking morning. This guy is out there talking shit, posting kill cams. Yeah, died like a dog.
heal the divide in the Gulf.
I don't get enough credit, you know? I'm writing a book.
Operation Council, it's a very big deal, and united the nations of the region to
Yep.
stand against the enemies of all civilization. We'd imposed unprecedented sanctions on Iran and starved the regime of resources to fund terror. They were unable to fund anything because they had no money left. They had no money. But the new administration came in and let them have a lot of money, and you saw what happened. It was not money well spent. And with the historic Abraham Accords that we're so proud of, all the momentum was aimed at peace, and it aimed very successfully. It's been an amazing thing, the Abraham Accords, and it's my fervent hope, wish, and even my dream that Saudi Arabia, a place I have such respect for, especially over the last fairly short period of time, what you've been able to do, but we'll soon
so
be joining
transparent. I
the
love it.
Abraham
Yeah.
Accords. I
It's
think
great.
it'll be a tremendous tribute to your country, and it will be something that's really going to be very important for the future of the Middle East. I took a risk in doing them, and they've been an absolute bonanza for the countries that have joined.
Bonanza.
The Biden administration did nothing for 4 years. We would have had it filled out. But it will be a special day in the Middle East with the whole world watching when Saudi Arabia joins us.
Gonna be a good day.
You'll be greatly honoring me, and you'll be greatly honoring all of those people that have fought so hard for the Middle East. And I really think it's going to be something special. But you'll do it in your own time, and that's what I want, and that's what you want, and that's the way it's going to be. When I left office,
I don't think that Trump being able to potentially bring peace to the Middle East was on the bingo. Like, people didn't even have this one in the corners. Yeah, like
still
this shit was
standing
not.
between
Yeah,
this
this was
region
not in
and
the
its
corners.
unbelievable potential was a small group of rogue actors and violent thugs seeking constantly to drag the Middle East backward and into havoc, mayhem, and indeed into war. Unfortunately, instead of confronting these destructive forces, the last U.S. administration chose to enrich them and empower them and give them billions and billions of dollars. The Biden administration, the worst administration in the history of our country, by the way, spurned our most trusted
Worst
and
one, by the
longstanding
way.
Gulf partners, and I can say partners worldwide. One of our great partners, no matter who we look to, and we have great partners in the world.
Yeah.
But we have none stronger and nobody like the gentleman that's right before me. He's your greatest representative. Greatest representative.
There he is.
And if I didn't like him, I'd get out of here so fast. You know that, don't you? He knows me well. I do.
My favorite thing about MBS is that when somebody interviewed him and asked him about, what do you think about the accusations of sports washing? He said, if sports washing makes our GDP go up by 5%, we're going to keep sports washing. And I was like, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, true. Like, duh.
Him a lot.
Yeah.
I like him too much.
Remember
That's
that
why
one?
we
Yeah, it
give
was a
so
good one.
much. You know? Too much. I like you too much.
When you put it like that,
Great
yeah,
guy.
exactly.
They lifted sanctions on Iran in exchange for getting nothing and sent the regime tens of billions of dollars.
It's weird that he throws shade in speeches to world leaders. It makes sense when he's in the U.S., but this setting is just weird. No, I think this is... I guarantee you that I bet a lot of the guys there love this shit. I bet they absolutely fucking love it.
The fun, terror, and death all over the world, and they laughed at him. They laughed at our leader, and they're still laughing at our leader. They thought him a fool, and they made nothing but trouble ever since, including the funding of October 7th, one of the worst days ever in the history of the Middle East. Horrible day. Biden removed the Houthis from the list of foreign terrorist organizations, even while missiles and drones were being launched right here at your beautiful city of Riyadh and launched at ships if they happened to be sailing in the wrong
So the Houthis were attacking Saudi Arabia too? Wait, is this true? Yes? These guys are trying to blow up the video game city? What the fuck?
location.
What the fuck? Are you
Biden
kidding me?
administration's extreme weakness and gross incompetence derailed progress toward peace, destabilized the region, and put at risk everything we had worked so hard to build together. And when you think of the great achievements that you've made to do it in light of a pretty hostile administration, an administration that was not a believer, it makes your achievements even greater. Makes them even greater, you know that. But in a few short months since taking office, we have achieved the swift return of American strength at home and abroad. Now working with the vast majority of people in this region who seek stability and calm, our task is to unify against the few agents of chaos and terror that are left and that are holding hostage the dreams.
Isn't it crazy that, like, whenever we were talking about going to the Middle East, we were like, this would be a really cool idea. And then all of this shit has happened since then. That is insane, right?
Big W, though.
Bro, like, this is some fucking, like, plot device shit. I love it more. Yeah, this is insane.
Millions and millions of great people. The biggest and most destructive of these forces is the regime in Iran.
Do you think the blowfish are terrorists too? What religion are they?
Which has caused unthinkable suffering in Syria, Lebanon, Gaza, Iraq, Yemen,
hold
and beyond.
Wait, what?
Of these forces is the regime in Iran, which has caused unthinkable suffering in Syria, Lebanon, Gaza, Iraq, Yemen, and beyond. There could be no sharper contrast with the path you have pursued on the Arabian Peninsula than the disaster unfolding right across in the Gulf of Iran. Think of that. They wanted to name it that. I said, they're not going to let them do that. Do you mind if I stop that? I stopped it. We're not going to let that happen. While you have been constructing the world's tallest skyscrapers in Jeddah and Dubai, Tehran's 1979 landmarks are collapsing into rubble and dust. They had it going for a little while under a much different system, but those buildings are largely
That's when they had to take over.
falling apart, falling down, while you're building some of the world's biggest and most incredible
So is he just like, is this the play where it's basically like, okay, all of the problems come, remember I say like all the problems come from two groups of people? All the problems come from two countries, Iran and Israel. So let's just go ahead and get together with everybody else and just get rid of them and not even think about this, and everybody else is going to be fine.
Yeah,
like, is
true.
that
Let
really
them fight
what's
it
going
out.
to happen? Because I feel like that's what's happening here. Like, that's it. Israel isn't a problem, though. Well, it is for them.
Structure, projects, buildings, all sorts of things you're building that
Projects.
nobody's ever even seen before. Iran's decades of neglect and mismanagement.
The reason
have left
why I'm very much against Israel is that I think our politicians are compromised by Israel, and I think that the way that Israel exercises political power in the United States is antithetical to our system, and it co-opts the American government in a way that's not beneficial for America. That's the reason why I'm against Israel. I think that there's, I mean, sure, a lot of the Israeli people are probably great people. They're nice people. I think I have nothing against them. But the way that they operate and the way that they subvert our government, at least, and this is, again, this is my, like, I'm not an expert, right? I can't know what's happening behind closed doors. By the way, none of these other commentators do either. They don't know either. But this is the way it seems like to me. That's the reason why I'm against them.
Very logical take, too.
And I'm not even really necessarily against them. I'm just not actively for them.
No, I'm not. I'm not for neither side.
You see what I'm
honestly.
saying? Like that's the main reason why.
They're both in the
It doesn't
wrong.
have anything to do with like who's right between Israel and Palestine, or like, you know, whose religion is closer to Christianity. Like, that's all bullshit to me.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
I think that they co-opt, they compromise, and they take advantage of our government and our political process to create a situation that's beneficial first and foremost for them.
the country
That's the way I
plagued by
feel about
rolling
it.
blackouts
That's the
lasting
reason.
for hours a day. All the time you hear about it. While your skill has turned dry deserts into fertile farmland, Iran's leaders have managed to turn green farmland into dry deserts as their corrupt water mafia, it's called it the water mafia, causes droughts and empty riverbeds. They get rich, but they don't let the people
If
have
you
any
could,
of
wouldn't
it.
you?
And
I
then,
don't
of course,
blame Israel for doing it. I blame the politicians for letting it happen. Like, I never blame people. And I feel like, I mean, I guarantee you a lot of the guys, like Trump probably feels the same way. Like, I bet MBS even understands this. Like, everybody understands why they're doing it. They know why they're doing it. The problem is that people take the bait. That's the real issue.
Of course, there's the key difference at the root of it all. While the Arab states have focused on becoming pillars of regional stability and world commerce, Iran's leaders have focused on stealing their people's wealth to fund terror and bloodshed abroad.
That's true.
Most tragic of all, they have dragged down an entire region with them. Countless lives were lost in the Iranian effort to maintain a crumbling regime in Syria. Look at what happened with Syria. In Lebanon, their Hezbollah proxies have pillaged the hopes of a nation whose capital, Beirut, was once called the Paris of the Middle East. Can you imagine all of this misery and so much more?
Paris of the Middle East.
Avoidable.
Yeah, that sounds lit.
Absolutely avoidable. And Mohammed knew that. He knew that. Smart people knew that. If only the Iranian regime had focused on building their nation up instead of tearing the region down. Yet I'm here today not merely to condemn the past chaos of Iran's leaders, but to offer them a new path and a much better path toward a far better and more hopeful future. As I've shown repeatedly, I am willing to end past conflicts and forge new partnerships for a better...
Thank fucking God, by the way, real quick. I wanted to read a comment. That's the problem with calling everything anti-Semitic. Criticize the politicians who are using money to influence, and they get called anti-Semitic. It's not a Jewish thing. It's a political payoff thing. Yeah, I know. And I think that, like, Israeli activist groups and, like, Israel in general has done a very good job at trying to conflate, like, basically, like, pro-Israel language or, like, being not advocating for Israel as being anti-Semitic. I think they've done this very intentionally. Yeah.
Shown repeatedly, I am willing to end past conflicts and forge new partnerships for a better and more stable world, even if our differences may be very profound, which obviously they are in the case of Iran.
I mean, look at that, bro. Like, if people are different, yeah, for sure. But, like, you can get along with people.
Exactly.
Like, that's the thing. Yeah, you should be able to get along with people for sure.
Gotta at least get along.
I have never believed in having permanent enemies. I am different than a lot of people think.
Thank fucking God. What's funny is during Trump's first term, he was the most pro-Israel president in a long time. This is kind of jarring and unexpected. Well, because they roached out on him. That's why. Yeah, I mean, and again, this is a mafia tactic. Like, if somebody roaches out on you like that, that's it. They're done.
I don't like permanent enemies.
Yeah, shit changed.
Sometimes you need enemies to do the job, and you have to do it right. Enemies get you motivated. In fact, some of the closest friends of the United States
American
of America
alert.
are nations we fought wars against in generations past.
Yep,
now
like Japan.
Our friends and our allies. I want to make a deal
They probably
with
secretly
Iran.
want
If I
to
can
kill
make
us,
a deal
but
with
yeah.
Iran, I'll be very happy if we're going to make your region and the world a safer place. But if Iran's leadership rejects this olive branch and continues to attack their neighbors, then we will have no choice but to inflict massive, maximum pressure, drive Iranian oil export.
I think him going here and putting pressure on them, like regional pressure on them to do it, will help. I think that's clearly why he's doing this.
Like I did before. If you know that, they were a virtually bankrupt country because of what I did. They had no money for terror. They had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah. And take all action required to stop the regime from ever having a nuclear weapon. Iran will never have a nuclear weapon.
I mean, no one
He's
should.
getting them to clap for that.
Nice.
But with that said, Iran can have a much brighter future, but will never allow America and its allies to be threatened with terrorism or nuclear attack. The choice is theirs to make. We really want them to be a successful country. We want them to be a wonderful, safe, great country. But they cannot have a nuclear weapon. This is an offer that will not last forever. The time
Even the
is
wealthy
right
sheik
now
ends
for
up
them to
being the
choose.
good
Right
guy
now,
at the
we
end.
don't have a lot of time to wait. Things are happening at a very fast pace. They're happening right here. They're happening at a very fast pace. So they have to make their move right now, one way or the other. Make your move. As I said in my inaugural address, my greatest hope is to be a peacemaker and to be a unifier. I don't like war.
Like the Antichrist.
We have the greatest military, by the way, in the history of the world. You know, I rebuilt our military in my first 4 years and rebuilt it into the most powerful military there is. And you saw that when I knocked out ISIS in 3 weeks. People said it would take 4 years, 5 years. I did it. We did it in 3 weeks. Just days ago.
What a surprise. This is what I said before about like all of these like really big timetables for like how long it's going to take to do something.
Exactly.
I
They're
always
just
thought that was
farming it for
bullshit.
money.
I thought
It
that
is
was all
bullshit.
Like, oh, it's going to take you this long because you want it to take that long because that means you get more money.
Yep.
My administration successfully brokered a historic ceasefire to stop the escalating violence between
Does everything need to be like the DMV? It does if you're being paid.
India and Pakistan.
It's the same reason why streamers drag out content. They drag it the fuck out because it's better for viewership. Whereas on YouTube, it's better to just get the content out, get it done. If it's in your best, stalling. Yes, exactly. Like yourself, I never do that.
And I use trade to a large extent to do it. I said,
I feel like
"Fellas,
I'm
come
rushed
on,
and I
let's
stream
make
8 hours a
deal.
day.
Let's do some trading. Let's not trade nuclear missiles.
What do you
Let's
mean?
trade the things that you make so beautifully." And they both
Yeah.
have very powerful leaders, very strong leaders, good leaders, smart leaders. And it all
Oil,
stopped.
baby,
Hopefully
oil.
it'll remain that way, but it all stopped. I was very proud of Marco Rubio and all of the people that worked so hard. Marco, stand up. What a great job you did on that. Thank you, J.D. Vance, Marco. The whole group worked with you, but it was a great job. And I think they're
Big Marco, yeah.
actually getting along. Maybe we can even get them together a little bit, Marco, where they go out and have a nice dinner together. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, jeez.
But
wouldn't that
we've
be
come
nice?
a long way, and that's could be, millions of people could have died from that conflict that started off small and was getting bigger and bigger and bigger by the day. I've also been working relentlessly to end the terrible bloodshed between Russia and Ukraine, and very importantly, talks are being held in Turkey later this week, probably on Thursday, and they could produce some pretty good results. Our people are going to be going there. Marco's going to be going there. Others are going to be going, and we'll see if we can get it done. 5,000 people, young people for the most part, soldiers from Ukraine, soldiers from
Putin's not
Russia.
gonna show
They're not
up.
from here, and they're not.
I think he will. Honestly, I think he will.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
I don't know about this, but like, it feels
Now
like
that-
maybe this is
Well, here's the thing. Now that Ukraine signed that deal, he basically has no choice. Because if he starts taking all of the place over and killing our troops, it's going to start war with us.
just like my perspective, but like I feel
There
like
are-
this war.
And here's the thing. They're already having a hard time with what they're chewing on. So you don't want to fight on the U.S., which has a bigger army than everybody. I mean,
Made Russia look
I
like
don't have
shit.
to pull up the chart, but pull it
I
up
remember
in your
when it
spare
started,
time.
I thought Russia was going to have this
America
shit done
has the
and
biggest
dusted in
army.
48 hours.
Russia has more people, though.
I think it made him look really bad, and I think he knows
a
that.
lot more.
And it's a huge amount of money. They're having to conscript a bunch of people. Yeah, we propped it up. Yeah, but it still makes him look bad.
from the United States, but their souls.
It's a
their
massive
souls,
L. I think they
usually,
did.
Mostly they're young, beautiful souls that left their parents waving goodbye, left their brothers and sisters. Goodbye, I'll see you soon. And they got blown to pieces. 5,000 on average a week are dying. And people are dying elsewhere in the region, but tremendous numbers like we haven't seen since World War II are dying. And I want to stop it. I want to stop it.
I do
It's a
too.
horrible war. Would have never happened if I were president. That's a war that would have never happened. October 7th would have never happened if I were president, because Iran had no money to pay Hamas or anybody else. They had no money. They were not looking to take care of them. They had to take care of themselves. They had no money. We stopped their oil effectively with the embargoes and sanctions.
He said the line. He did.
But let me take this opportunity to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the constructive role that you've played in facilitating the Ukraine talks. And it really is, you've been amazing. You've made everything available to us. Thank you very much. Thank you. And if we get that settled, we'll pay a special tribute to what you've done. You really did lay a great groundwork. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. The West should not be dragging itself backward into another endless war in Europe, yet another endless war. We should stop the killing and work together to address the biggest long-term threats as one unbeatable team. Think of us as an unbeatable team. I mean, when you look at what you've done here, that's much more difficult than stopping stupidity. Think of it. It's stupidity. What you've done is much more difficult, and you did it better than anybody else has ever done it. As President of the United States, my preference will always be for peace and partnership whenever those outcomes can be achieved. Always. It's always going to be that way.
You think a lot of this is due to the younger generation kind of moving past ancient differences? Well, I think there's a lot of people that... I think one of the really big things that kind of has made a big difference for average people is the internet. And now that, like, you can get on the internet with a guy that's from, like, you know, Qatar, or, I mean, I think you need a VPN to be in Saudi, but I think pretty sure it's like China, like they all have on. Being able to, like, talk to these guys and, like, have, like, just a back and forth with them, I think that does a lot more. And this is something that a lot of people don't talk about with the internet at all, is because, like, everybody talks about, oh, people are so racist on the internet. I think not only is that not true, but it's the opposite. I think that the internet has broken down more cultural and xenophobic barriers than any other singular force in history. Because now you can have a direct personal conversation with a person that lives anywhere in the world, assuming that you speak the same language. And even that nowadays is becoming less relevant with translation tools. And so you have people that are like, yeah, well, I mean, if this place is so bad, then why do I know 3 guys that live there and they're good guys? And I think that the more that you have those relationships happen, and I think those relationships, by the way, are happening more than the negative experiences at a probably like 100-to-1 ratio, right? Because, like, how many of you guys had a predisposition against a country or for a country or about a country, and then you spoke to a person from that country on the internet in one way or another, and that changed your predisposition? And whether that's let's say, like, and it's also not even just with countries, it's with types of people, right? So you know, like, I think there's a big one is that, like, think about how many people were raised in, like, kind of like more like racist families that played Xbox Live with people that were black or Mexican or you know, Asian or some other, you know, like Indian, and they're like, well, actually, like, no, these guys aren't like, they aren't like what you know, like my grandpa says. They're like, that's bullshit, right? And so, like, that definitely, that breaks down more barriers than anything I think ever has. And so that's really the big difference. They're actually just like us. Yeah, exactly, right? And so I think a great example of this is like MBS, right? Is so, like, this guy has a Steam account, and a lot of people are like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, obviously, like, he's not perfect, right? There's been things that, you know, I think everybody would say, like, they disagree with, maybe he's done. But in a general sense, you know that you have a common shared interest in culture. And I think the internet has allowed people to see that those differences are not as large as the media makes them out to be. And I think that having, like, that bridge allows you to communicate and interact with another person in good faith. And media is the worst. Yeah, exactly, right? For me, it was the opposite effect. Yeah, there's going to be negative reactions too. But like, I think that for me at least, right? Like, I've learned more about other cultures and other groups of people by talking to people that are part of those groups on the internet than I ever did in school. Because, I mean, the books are bullshit. Books are fake. News is fake. Media is fake. Politicians are fake. But you talk to a guy that lives there and you just ask him, like, so like, what happens if, like, a woman goes out and she's not wearing that thing on her head? Well, they're just going to tell you. They're going to tell you, like, oh, so you guys have free healthcare. How does that work? They're just going to say it. Right? Without bullshit. And that, by the way, is so much more valuable and so much more important than anything else. And I think that's what's driven so much of these, because you were asking, the original question was like, why are younger generations not adopting these ancient conflicts? That's the reason. It's because they know somebody that lives there. They know somebody that, you know, has been part of that culture. And that has changed more than anything. And that's why I think the internet is such a great thing.
True, that's what keeps people together.
In recent years, far too many American presidents have been afflicted with the notion
this is very naive. Okay, sure.
That it's our job to look into the souls of foreign leaders and use U.S. policy to dispense justice for their sins. They loved using our very powerful military, and now it's really the most powerful it's ever been. We just are getting a budget approved, $1 trillion, highest budget we've ever had in history for
Why are we up in the budget?
And we're getting the greatest missiles, the greatest weapons, and you know, I hate to do it, but you have to do it because we believe in peace through strength. You have to have the strength, otherwise bad things could happen. But hopefully we'll never have to use any of those weapons. Seems to be an awfully big waste of money if you're never going to use them, but hopefully we'll never have to use them, because the destructive power of some of those weapons are like nobody's seen before. I believe it is God's job to sit in judgment, my job to defend America and to promote the fundamental interest of stability, prosperity, and peace. That's what I really want to do. I will never hesitate to wield American power if it's necessary to defend the United States or to help defend our allies.
Man.
And there will be no mercy for any foe who tries to do us or them harm. We will have no mercy. They understand that. That's why I've been pretty lucky. A lot of people think, you know, he's looking to fight. He's
so Israel's no longer allied?
Things get settled. It's an amazing thing when they really think you mean it.
It's the way it is.
But we do. We have the greatest military, the strongest military, stronger than any. Nobody's even close. We have the best weapons in the world, but we don't want to use them. If you threaten America or our partners, however, then you'll be faced with overwhelming strength and devastating force. We have things that you don't even know about, you don't hear about. And if you did, you say, wow. In recent weeks following repeated attacks on American ships.
You say, wow.
That you don't even know about, you don't hear about. And if you did, you say, wow.
That's it. That's all you get. Wow.
Wow.
I'm listening.
In recent weeks following repeated attacks on American ships and freedom of navigation in the Red Sea, the United States military launched more than 1,100 strikes on the Houthis in Yemen.
1,100?
To stop. They said, we don't want this anymore. It's the first time you've heard that from them, too. They're tough. They're fighters. But just days ago, we were asked
like, you got to have some balls to go up against, like, you going up against satellites, nuclear bombs, aircraft carriers, and all you have is a flying lawnmower and an AK-47? Man. Like, that, you got some balls to do that shit, yeah. Balls or lack of brains? Who knows?
cease targeting commercial They were not going to be targeting commercial ships in any way, shape, or form. Anything American.
Minus 2 jets, though? Yeah, we lost 2 jets. And my understanding is that the reason why we lost those jets is because the guys that were running them were fucking morons. Like, one jet just, like, fell off the aircraft carrier or something like that, right?
You can put the fucking e-brake. Then put the chuck under the wheel.
Wow. Oh, shit.
Gone.
It's not funny. Shut up. It's my money. I guarantee I'm probably paying more tax money for these jets to go into the water. It's my right to laugh at this, okay?
And they were
It's
very
my
happy
money.
that
It's my money going into
we
water.
stopped. But we had 52 days of thunder and lightning like they've never seen before. This was a swift, ferocious, decisive, and
Why
extremely
can't people
successful
fly anymore?
use of military force. Not
Thunder
that we
and
wanted to
lightning?
do it, but they were shooting down ships. They were shooting at you.
Yeah.
They were shooting at Saudi Arabia.
They're fucking assholes. They're fucking asshole
know,
terrorists.
what
What do you
the fuck?
mean? Of course we had to do it. Yeah.
don't want them shooting at Saudi Arabia if that's okay. So we hit them hard. We got what we came for, and then we got out. Since January 20th, the U.S. military has terminated 83 terrorist leaders operating across Iraq, Syria, and Somalia, including ISIS's #2 global
Oh, yeah.
leader. You read about that just recently. With the help of Pakistan, we apprehended the ISIS terrorists responsible for the attack on 13 American service
Pakistan.
members at Abbey Gate, that horrible, horrible disaster during the
This is
during
getting
this
confusing.
Afghanistan withdrawal. You know, that's another thing that we don't even think about so much
gave 'em
anymore.
out,
13
yeah.
died, but 42 were horribly wounded. But hundreds of people died overall, because I count the people on the other side. Hundreds of people just grossly incompetent. It's probably why Putin decided to go into Ukraine, something he never would have done if I were president. But we wouldn't have had the problems of October 7th if I were president. We
second
wouldn't have
time.
had Ukraine, Russia if I were president.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have had Abbey Gate, because there wouldn't have been any reason we were getting out, but we were getting out with dignity and with strength and power.
Oh,
But the way they
Afghanistan.
got out was not good. I think it was the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. And we've been working tirelessly to bring back all hostages held by Hamas. We brought back a lot already, but we're bringing back more. This weekend, we successfully negotiated the release of the last American hostage.
I wonder if he's going to mention that if it was without Israel.
Edan Alexander just came out a few hours ago, and we continue to work to get that war ended as
almost
quickly
over.
as possible. It's a horrible thing that's taking place.
They're
All
releasing
civilized
yesterday, yeah.
people must condemn the October 7th atrocities against Israel, which would never have happened again if you had probably a different president, but definitely if you
times.
had me as president. The people of Gaza
times.
deserve a much better future, but that will
Yeah.
But that will or can not occur as long as their leaders choose to kidnap, torture, and target innocent men, women, and children for political ends. The way
You
those
hear Edan won't meet with Bibi? Remind me about that after I finish this. I really want to see that.
people are treated in
I
Gaza,
have to see
there's
that.
not a place in the world where people are treated so badly. It's horrible. After years of suffering, two of the nations most ravaged by terror are finally beginning to end their long nightmares under the new generation of leaders. In Lebanon, where a friend of mine has just become the ambassador. He's going to be great. I said, you know, that could be a very dangerous job. He said, I was born there. I'm Lebanese. I love that country. I said, but it's very dangerous. You know, this is a friend of mine from New York. I said, but it's very dangerous. Are you sure you want to do it? I never thought of him as being a warrior, but he is a warrior.
Ah,
He loves his
jeez, here we
country.
go.
He's
He
a
said,
warrior.
I'm injured or die, I'm dying for a country that I love. He grew up there. It's
Damn.
horrible what's happened in Lebanon, but you have a great ambassador.
I
can
don't know
tell
what's
you that.
happening
In
over there, but
Lebanon,
that's great.
which has been endlessly victimized
Yeah.
by Hezbollah and
The fuck?
their sponsor, Iran. A new president and prime minister have brought the first real chance in decades for a more productive partnership with the United States, and we're going to work with their new ambassador and everybody else, Marco, and we're going to see if we can really help them out and let them get over that very high grid that they're going to have to get over. My administration stands ready to help Lebanon create a future of economic development and peace with its neighbors. They have tremendous people in Lebanon. Doctors, lawyers, great professional people. I hear it so many times. Likewise in Syria, which has seen so much misery and death, there is a new government that will hopefully
Thanks for the 69 gifted subs, Ace. Thanks. So this could be it right here.
succeed in stabilizing the country and keeping peace. That's what we want to see in Syria. They've had their share of
Let's do it.
travesty, war, killing, many years. That's why my administration
Here it is.
has already taken the first steps toward restoring normal relations between the United States and Syria for the first time in more than a decade.
There it is.
And I'm very pleased to announce that Secretary Marco Rubio will be meeting with the new Syrian foreign minister in Turkey later this week. And very importantly, after discussing the situation in Syria with the Crown Prince, your Crown Prince.
Oh, here it comes.
And also with President Erdogan of Turkey, who called me the other day and asked for a very similar thing, among others, and friends of mine, people that I have a lot of respect for in the Middle East. I will be ordering the cessation of sanctions against Syria in order to give them a chance at greatness.
Man. Man. This
What
is
a
after, by
crowd.
the way, the Prime Minister of Syria, or the new guy in charge, said that he wanted to build a Trump Tower in Damascus. Remember what I was saying before about how they're talking to each other? They're acting like this to each other, like they already know that things are going to be fine. Like I think they've made some pretty interesting backroom deals that we're going to be finding out about in the next 2 years. Yeah, they're giving each other $400 million jets, like making trillion-dollar investments in each other, like building towers. Like there's a lot. Yeah, the ISIS commander. Yeah. Ex-ISIS commander? Yeah. Not anymore. What, backfires for everyone? I don't think it will.
Oh, what I do for the Crown Prince.
What the fuck?
The sanctions were brutal and crippling and served as an important, really an important function, nevertheless, at the time. But now it's their time to shine. It's their time to shine. We're taking them all off, and they're going to have, I think they're going to have, based on the people and the spirit and everything else that I'm hearing about. So I say good luck, Syria. Show us something very special like they've done, frankly, in Saudi Arabia. Okay, they're going to show us something special. Very good people. Everywhere we can, my administration is pursuing peaceful engagement, offering a strong and steady hand of friendship to all that will take it in good faith. Together we have made unprecedented strides and tremendous progress.
Just watching the end of this
and
Trump
we're still just at the dawn of the bright new day that awaits for the people of the Middle East, the great, great people of the Middle East.
the Saudi and U.S. conjoint, they just gave us like $1 trillion or some shit.
Then all of humanity will soon be amazed at what they will see right here in this.
Like Saudi Arabia just gave us like trillions of dollars.
It's like a center of the world. For what? And the
like on the globe.
So we protect them. He basically said if he fucks with them, we're gonna pull out military that they've never seen in their entire life.
Turmoil and strife and war and death.
It's the middle.
And
yes.
us. He said he's just he
Yeah.
put like
done
a
right
trillion
here,
into
cultural and commercial
Never
what
thought
is
about
it?
that,
The
man.
military as
of the
well
planet.
to make all new
Security and
high-tech
stability
military,
will
so
lift
no one
millions
attacks
into
us.
lives of safety and success, and the nations of this region will
All kinds of
be
good
free
shit.
to realize your highest destinies, honor your proud histories, harness amazing new opportunities.
Did you see that
and
thing
bring
about how
incredible
they
glory
gave
to
him
Almighty God.
what was
Jet?
it, a
People will
$400
come
million
from all over the
jet?
globe
Yeah,
to be
you
Yeah.
see
inspired
the
by the cities
New
you
Air Force
build,
One?
the businesses
Yep.
you create, the technologies you invent, and
then
the
the-
talent and
Fucking
potential
news-
you
Dick
unleash.
Trump. They're like,
Right
Fuck
whatever
yeah.
we can do to help you, Mr.
Citizens.
President.
Each
You
of
ain't
you
even
will
our
Yeah.
be
president,
able to
boy.
take tremendous
Yeah.
pride in the legacy you will leave
Man.
to your children.
Yeah, because they
Because
want to
like-
be on his
given
good
them
side.
the
Yeah, they're
ultimate
definitely
blessings of
trying to get on his good
prosperity
side.
and peace, so important in the United
And the
States.
news
we've
was coming
launched
at him like,
the golden age
you
of
can't take
America.
this.
It's the golden age. We see it.
Like,
We see
you
it
should,
with
like,
all
or
the
that, something
money,
about how they got
trillions and
mad because he
trillions of
purchased it or whatever. And then
dollars
he's like, no, we
pouring
didn't
in,
purchase it. They
hundreds
gave
of
it to us.
thousands
And then
of
they're like, oh
jobs
my
coming
God,
in
you
with
can't
it.
just take
It's a world
something
buff.
that
With the help of the
valuable
people of
from a foreign nation. And he's like, what,
the
would you
Middle
rather me
East,
purchase it?
people in this
And they're
room,
like,
partners throughout the region.
Yeah,
They're just-
exactly.
anything they
can
can to
proceed
fucking
right
make it look
alongside
bad
of
on
us.
him.
We will work
Right,
together.
exactly, but it
We will
backfired
be
every time.
together. We
He's
will
like, if
succeed
someone gives you
together.
something for
We will
free, you
win
take it.
together, and we will
Straight up.
always be friends.
Saying no would be fucking retarded.
Man.
Especially
exactly
since it's
what he
something
said.
he's actively looking for. He's like, so you'd rather me spend money and get our own, and then fucking Boeing can't even keep up with it, bro. He
So,
said there was
Mohammed, I
a
wanna thank you
contract
again
and
very much
wanted
for
like
having me, and
$2
as a
billion or
representative,
something,
I've
and it
wanted
won't
Yeah.
even be
the
ready
greatest
for
nation in the
till the
world.
end of his term.
We
So he's
love
like,
Mhm.
fuck
you all
y'all.
the way, and you have a
Yeah, Saudi give
tremendous
him
future.
one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And please pay my respects to your father. Thank you very much.
Fucking
This is a big
flying
W.
Palace. Flying palace, bro.
No.
Yeah, I seen the photos, like a bed.
No. No.
Yo, they're playing
Oh
the rock
my.
and roll on the outro of his fucking speech. No fucking way.
I'll be right back.
God.
That just blew my fucking mind.
Absolute fucking cinema.
Yeah, that was cinema for sure. Alright. New World?
I'm back. What do we want to play?
New World or something else?
Fuck it, I'm down with some New World. Yeah, an update.
I did some side missions, but I didn't get very far ahead. Don't wanna-
You know, you should re-download Elder Scrolls Online.
Ah man, I want to play it, but then I just feel like
Get into some PvP on that shit.
we tried. I mean, try it again. Fuck it, but I feel like last time we did it, we just got wrecked.
We just gotta get our builds right and put the time into getting all our gear and shit.
Yeah, I have a lot more grinding to do, is what it really is.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a... I don't know if I'm gonna make a fresh character, but I'm gonna work on a Nightblade.
Okay.
Be a bow and dual daggers for some mad fucking damage.
I'm really liking this game. Like the combat in this Feels almost. It's better than ESO.
In New World, you're tripping, dog. This game's fun, but the combat's just so basic and generic. Like, I don't know. It's just like any other game I've ever played.
Probably the best MMO combat, I should say. I mean, Elder Scrolls, yeah.
God damn, how
So,
big is this update? A 25 gigabyte update? What the fuck did they add?
oh, mine was booting before updating. What the fuck? I don't know, I feel like New World's kind of like Dark Souls almost, with the dodge and the block. I mean, not really, but slightly. Oh, dude, tomorrow night, Doom Dark Ages.
It's already out.
Is
Playable
it?
for pre-order. They got it 3 days early, yeah. I've been seeing constant gameplay of it. Are you gonna get
Yeah,
it?
I have it pre-downloaded,
Oh, then you should be able to play it right now.
not on Game Pass. I gotta wait. It says in
Uh,
1 day, so tomorrow I'll have access. I only paid for 1 month. I got Oblivion, I got Borderlands 3, and I'm getting Doom. Fucking insane. I've been playing the fuck out of Oblivion. That's gonna take a while. Super good. This download is taking quite a bit.
bro, even my shit's taking forever. My shit downloads fast. It's only 25 gigs. This shit already been done.
Mine's usually fast too. Oh, mine says estimated 22 minutes.
Mine still says 27 minutes. It's
Servers must
fluctuating.
be.
But yeah, but it's something to do on their end because it ain't our connection speeds.
I should be doing at least, I don't know, 15 minutes max.
Bro, 25 gigs shouldn't take me fucking like 10 minutes. I downloaded Call of Duty the other day. It was 340 gigs. Took me
What?
2 hours. Less than 2 hours.
Big dick game now.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Isn't GTA 6 going to be a terabyte?
No, no, it's gonna be like 250 gigs off rip, I think.
Uh, must have been a fucking spoof.
Bro, if it was a terabyte, that would eliminate it from being a console game. Straight up, you would have to get a fucking external hard
That
drive to
yeah,
play it on.
your own hard drive just for GTA. Here's my GTA drive,
And
guys.
even then, if you put it on an external, it would crash like every 30 minutes. You
You'd
don't
have
ever
to
want to
get some
keep
kind of
like on
good one.
console. You don't ever want to keep a game on an external like that. Not a because it just doesn't make them run good. It should be internal. I had that a lot. Whenever I was on 360, bro, I'd always have problems. I got a fucking 2 terabyte external, and I had like 10
But
games on it.
if
And
you
every
get an
time I tried to
SSD,
play
it's
one of the
good.
games, it would be ass. No, it was a 2 terabyte. It was an SSD. That's what it was. It was an external hard drive.
They make them faster now. Plus the USB cords were a few upgrades, so they can transport a bit. Well, it does take more data, so Yeah, but if you have a really good hard drive, you should be able to do it still, because Reflex does it with GTA. Oh, what are we gonna play?
Mm,
Back into Tiny Tina's and fuck shit up. Uh,
thought we were gonna play New World.
hey, my shit's all open, dude. Mine says 30 minutes now. 30 minutes now. I don't know what's going on
Yeah,
with
my
my
shit's
internet.
taking fucking forever.
I don't know what happened. 40 minutes. Oh, it's raining. Maybe that's doing me in.
Cutting out. Sound
Yeah,
like a robot.
yeah, it's the rain. Killing my service. I have like no
Shit.
service right now. I have to restart my router.
All right. Well, I'm probably gonna go back to watching TV till this is done. Then just
All
chill
right,
out for a minute. And mine says it'll be about 30 minutes, so I'm just gonna mute. I'll still be here.
all right. See you when it's done. All right. Well, let's see what we can do. Might have to restart stream. I think that's a great idea. I'll be back, guys. Give me a little bit. Stay tuned. Like, follow, subscribe.